January 1945. Luzon, the Philippines. Just before sunrise, a low mist clings to the jungle floor, heavy with moisture and rot. Palm leaves drip steadily from the night's rain. The air smells of damp earth, oil, and burned cordite. Somewhere beyond the tree line, the ground begins to tremble, not violently, not suddenly, but with a deep mechanical persistence. A sound emerges, slow and rhythmic, rolling through the landscape like distant thunder trapped beneath the soil. Steel tracks turning, again, and again, and again. Japanese infantry crouch in shallow foxholes carved into red clay. Their uniforms are stained dark with sweat and rain. Rifles rest across tired knees. Many have not slept. They listen carefully, straining to locate the sound. It does not rush. It does not stop. It simply advances. The men have been told this ground will hold. They have been told the jungle will protect them. They have been told American armor cannot move freely here. For months, this belief has sustained them. But the sound continues. By early 1945, the Pacific War has entered its final, most unforgiving phase. Japan's outer defenses have collapsed. Island after island has fallen, not in dramatic flashes, but through relentless pressure. American forces no longer seek symbolic victories. They seek corridors, roads, supply routes, supply routes. Ground that can be held, reinforced, expanded. The Philippines matter not only as territory, but as a severed artery. Control them and Japan's access to oil, food, and raw materials withers further. For Japanese soldiers, the expectation has been different. Defensive doctrine emphasizes endurance, sacrifice, and delay. Tanks are rare in their formations. Anti-armor weapons are scarce. Training emphasizes ambush, concealment, and spiritual resolve. The jungle, the hills, and the villages are meant to neutralize mechanized warfare. American tanks, they believe, will bog down. They will hesitate. They will wait for infantry. Instead, the rumble grows louder. The M4 Sherman tank is not the heaviest armored vehicle of the war. It is not the most powerful gun platform. But it is abundant, standardized, reliable. By 1945, over 40,000 have been produced. They arrive wherever American logistics can reach: beaches, jungles, hillsides. Their engines start consistently. Their radios function. Their crews train together, rotate, adapt. This is not a weapon of surprise. It is a weapon of persistence. Japanese after-action reports from Luzon and later Okinawa repeatedly note the same phrase: tanks advancing without pause. Infantry support tight. Artillery coordinated. Air observation constant. Where once an attack might stall, now it presses forward, adjusts, resumes. The psychological impact is immediate. In earlier battles, Japanese units have learned to wait for pauses. Artillery barrages lift. Infantry reorganizes. Armor halts to refuel or repair. Those moments are survival. They are breath. Here, there is no breath. The rumble never fully recedes. Even at night, engines idle nearby. Tracks clank softly as positions shift. The sound becomes constant, unavoidable. American war correspondents note how Sherman columns move steadily, stopping only briefly, then continuing as if the terrain itself has been simplified. By mid-morning, the tanks emerge from the mist. Their silhouettes appear first, low, angular shapes pushing aside foliage. Mud cakes their hulls. White stars are dulled by grime. Machine guns sweep methodically, not wildly. Infantry follows close behind, using the armor as moving cover. The tanks do not charge. They do not hesitate. They advance at walking speed, crushing brush, flattening earthworks, forcing the ground to yield. Japanese positions that once felt concealed are suddenly exposed. Trenches collapse under weight. Bunkers splinter when hit directly. The jungle that promised protection now funnels movement, limits retreat, traps units in place. Some soldiers fire, some throw grenades, some cling to doctrine. But many realize quickly that this is not a moment that doctrine prepared them for. Captured documents later reveal the depth of shock. One officer writes of tanks that continued regardless of loss, regardless of resistance. Another notes that artillery support followed immediately behind armor, sealing off withdrawal routes. The sound of tracks becomes overwhelming. By afternoon, resistance fractures. Small groups retreat deeper into the jungle, only to encounter another armored element approaching from a different axis. Roads once thought impassable now carry steel. Engineers have widened them. Bridges have been laid. Supply trucks follow. American logistics hum quietly behind the front. Fuel, ammunition, replacement crews, everything moves forward. This abundance is not accidental. It is deliberate. It is designed to deny the enemy recovery. In the chaos, moments occur that would have been unthinkable earlier in the war. Isolated Japanese soldiers emerge from cover, hands raised, faces hollow. Some shout, some gesture, some collapse to their knees. After years of conditioning that surrender is dishonor, fear now overrides belief. American reports note prisoners taken in areas previously expected to be fought to the last. Tank commanders describe enemy soldiers appearing suddenly, desperate, pleading for the advance to stop. The tanks do not accelerate. They do not reverse. They simply slow slightly, engines still running. This is not cruelty. It is momentum. By Okinawa, the pattern repeats on a larger scale. Sherman tanks advance through shattered villages and ridgelines, coordinated with flamethrower units and artillery. Japanese commanders, once confident in depth defenses, now face an enemy that does not exhaust itself. American production replaces losses faster than resistance can inflict them. General Ishijima's headquarters records speak of armor appearing where it should not, supported by unending supply. The transformation is not only tactical, it is ideological. Japanese soldiers begin to understand that this war is no longer about courage alone. It is about systems, about industry, about a nation capable of sustaining pressure indefinitely. The Sherman tank, unglamorous and imperfect, embodies this truth. It arrives, it stays, it advances again tomorrow. The steady rumble of tracks becomes a kind of language, one that says there will be no pause, no negotiation with terrain or fatigue. When the fighting ends, survivors remember that sound more than explosions, more than gunfire, windless metallic turning that announced inevitability. In post-war reflections, American officers rarely romanticize the Sherman. They speak of it as a tool, reliable, available, always there when needed. That is its power. And for those who faced it from the jungle floor, from shattered villages and collapsing lines, it was not the tank itself that broke resistance. It was what the tank represented, a democracy capable of producing, supplying, and sustaining force without pause. In the end, the war in the Pacific was not decided in a single charge or final stand. It was decided by motion that never stopped. The tracks kept turning. And with each revolution, the future moved forward.